Hi there, this is Peter Forsgaard and this is my weekly vlog. Today's topic is the top 5 ways to learn photography. Learning new stuff is so much fun, and even though I've been in photography for 30 years, I always try to learn something new. You learn something, you do something differently and stuff like that. It's just great. I think at least it's great. This one is about top 5 ways of learning photography that I think that are the most important. There might be some other ones. Then after this, please comment on the comment section below this video to find out what would be your top 5 ways and if they differ from mine. But let's go and see what I think. Number 5. Read your gear manuals. I know that this might be surprising because we don't usually, especially the guys, we don't read manuals. But okay, maybe I'm a little different. I do read them, and because that gives me insight of the gear that I have. It's too late to read when there's smoke in the room and try to read after the smoke has gone. I always have the manuals with me when I go out with my camera. I used to have the printed one in my bag, but nowadays there's not necessarily, they don't provide the printed ones. They usually provide them online, so you can download a PDF, which I've then uploaded to iBooks. So I have it always with me, even though if I have my computer, my iPad or my iPhone, I still have them to read in my hand. And actually, the manuals, it's not all about the gear. It's also might have some tips about how to shoot different scenarios, different scenes and stuff like that. And I really recommend to read them because I know that photography is not about gear, but still you need to know your gear. It's easier that way to achieve the artistic or the impressions you want to make, the story you want to tell, if you know your gear. If you don't, then it's a lot harder. So, number 5 is read your gear manuals. Number 4, take a workshop. I know there are lots and lots of tutorials online on YouTube and different other sites that provide education online, and those are great. And I think you should also look at those. Maybe you buy some online courses, or maybe you just make some YouTube searches and hang around in there and do that. But to get out there, to go to a workshop, sitting in a class where somebody is actually teaching, that might sometimes be more efficient. It could be a longer course, it could be a weekend workshop or whatever. And my point is that there you have the others. There are other participants on that workshop. And that, combining all their knowledge, the teacher's knowledge, that gives you a lot better insight of the stuff. Another good thing about workshops are that I know everybody is busy in their everyday life and you might not be able to shoot that much as you wanted to or take that time to shoot. But when you pay for a workshop, enroll it, go there, then you have the excuse just to concentrate on photography. The everyday life stays out. Number 3, explore areas that are not familiar to you. Getting out of your comfort zone is really important. If everything is nice and cool, I don't think you'll learn anything. Learn has to hurt a little bit. You have to go and you have to try to do things that you haven't done before. Maybe if like the workshops, for example, let's say that you're a portrait photographer, you like to shoot people. With your camera, I mean. Why not take a landscape workshop? Or night photography workshop? Or cityscape workshop? Whatever that is, but take something different. There are things that you can bring back to your normal, let's say that you were the portrait photographer. You can get something out of a landscape workshop to into your portraits, and vice versa, of course. If you're a landscape photographer, try to take pictures of people. Go to a portraiture workshop. That could give you a lot new ideas, new things about landscape photography. So get out of your comfort zone and shoot and learn something that's not familiar to you. Number 2, shoot a lot. You need to shoot a lot to learn. Just, watching YouTube videos, taking workshops doesn't help you if you don't practice the things that you have learned. Try out things, and as I said before, get out of your comfort zone. Try new things with your camera, because with digital you have an instant feedback on your thing, on your picture. You just you can just immediately see it. That's a big advantage of learning, that you have instant feedback. And of course, shooting every day, having your camera on you all the time, and even though if you don't have your camera, most of us have a cell phone with camera in it, and actually they are pretty good nowadays. So use that if you don't have your regular camera, or on your way to work, you just might want to take some pictures on your mobile, make a project out of it. But shoot every day. That teaches you to see, and which is really important. Taking pictures is it's all about seeing. And then number 1, expose yourself to critic. This is really important, that you can take tons of pictures, but if nobody sees it, you're not sure if they're good. You learn a lot when other people critique your photograph. They might notice something that you haven't. You've been doing the same thing for years, the same mistakes maybe, and then there might be somebody who recognizes that all like immediately, and then you can learn from that. And I know critique hurts. Every time somebody says something about my picture, it hurts inside. But I know that it's not personal. They're not criticizing me. They're criticizing the photograph. And that's some important thing that you have to learn. And the more brutal the critique is, if it's justified, the better it is. No humming like, oh yeah, very nice, thumbs ups, shit. That's not the thing. You need to get some brutal, honest critique on your photographs, on your work. Only that way you will learn. Okay, this was this week's vlog about top 5 things to learn photography. And please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done it yet. And please comment on what are your favorite ways of learning photography. But we'll see you next week, and have a good one.